Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so this is a residential application, and so the client had mentioned that this is a screened-in room, and then they also have a rollaway vinyl windows here. So this could be actually an enclosed area as well. And so because of that reason, I came up with a couple different calculations. So basically, if this was a 150 square foot room, if it was open, so just the screens themselves, it would require somewhere in the nature of about 41,000 BTUs. Now, if it was totally enclosed, I would go with a lot less heat, and that would be somewhere probably in the nature of about 11,000, maybe 15,000 BTUs total. So this is going to be a little bit challenging the way that we look at this, and so let's just go ahead and see what we got here. Overall, we have a distance here of 15 feet, so I have about a 3-inch depth wall here and a 3-inch depth wall here. So the internal is 15 feet by about 10 feet from the wall here to the edge here. And then I have a ceiling height of about 9 foot 3 inches. These dimensions I just placed here because of the fact that I wanted to show this viewer here that this opening I have at 5 foot 4. There's also a fan inside here. Now they told me that the diameter of the fan was going to be 4 feet in diameter, so you can see it's a little bit less than the actual fan that I'm showing here. I have this edge up here at 8 inches and then an additional trim piece here at 4 inches in height. They did mention that the door swings into the residence, but the images they sent me also show that there's a screen door here that swings out into this environment. So that might become an issue. They do have a television set over here, and that television set also is something that we need to be aware of. Even though it's an outdoor approved TV, you don't want to place a heater and place the array or the clearances right onto the TV set. So I'm going to remove the screen just because of the fact it's easier to manipulate through the drawing itself. And also I'm going to take off the dimensions here. So there's one basic way we can heat this room up here. Oh, and let me go back to the BTU requirement. So I'm going to show you this here as I'm talking. And what that is if we were to use the 41,000 BTU requirement for an open space like this, it would call for approximately 3 of the 4,000 watt units in order to heat up the whole entire space efficiently. If we were to look at and this one here, by the way, is a Slimline 4,000 watt unit. If we were to look at the Slimline 2,500 watt unit, that one requires about 4.8 heaters. Now, if we totally enclose the space, then we would drop that down to for I should say for the 4,000 watt unit, it would be 0.8 heaters. It doesn't really require a whole heater to heat the entire space. And then on the Slimline, the 2524, so 2,500 watt unit, it would call for 1.3. So you can see how the changes happen very quickly when you enclose the space so that there's no air movement throughout the space. That air movement is what really chills off the area. And by the way, this is in a rather cold climate during the winter months. So it does require more heat. But again, depending on how you have this room situated as far as open, closed, it's going to really dictate how much heat you want to put off on each heater. I hope that explanation is thorough enough to have you understand, but in any case, here's one unit, and you can see the footprint of heat is fairly decent. We're not covering the chairs properly over here with one unit in the center of the room. but we are getting this back area here, and there is, some heat being supported over here. So one other thing I should mention is, so not only is there a BTU demand as far as the square footage is required, but there's also a footprint of heat that the heater itself is built to put out. So like on this unit here, I believe it's somewhere in the nature of, let's see if I have that right here. I believe it's in the nature of like excuse me, let's see what I have here. I do have it here somewhere, it's just hard to see sometimes, so bear with me if you could. Let's just pull this out here for a second so I can see it properly. There we go. Let me just move it over here. So yeah, you can see there's a 9-foot by 11-foot footprint, and then also it's designed for the elevation of 8 foot to be the maximum or the ideal amount of heat output from the heater surface itself. So if you're further away than that 8 foot, you're not going to be receiving the type of heat that it really is required or that most people appreciate. Let's put it that way. So again, it's not just the BTU requirements, but it's also the footprint of heat. So here's the one unit, again, 4,000 watt unit. And let's just look at the clearances. So clearances below, when you place it on a vertical surface like this, wall here, it requires 6 inches of clearance on the ceiling. And then at a 30-degree tilt, you're okay with the wall being impeded here with the clearance. However, anything outside of that needs to be 18 inches here, 18 inches on the left and right, and then also 36 inches down in front of the heater. So that's on a slimline unit. On the C series model, it requires 24 inches from the ceiling, so that's why I'm not choosing that. And with this OEM bracket, and again the 30-degree tilt, this is how I would install this unit here. So that's that one, and let's go ahead and look at possibly another issue. Now, so this is putting a slim line over here on this wall, but you can see that the TV is being impeded by the ray, and so I would say that would destroy your TV right away. Not to mention that, just because it's electronic doesn't mean that it's non-combustible, so that would also be an issue. If that is considered a combustible item, then of course that can't be installed that way. But you can see here, if we could do that, then half of the patio would be heated nicely, and then if we could put another unit over here, then we can heat up the other side of the patio nicely. However, we got this issue with the door over here. So if this door does swing out, which the picture depicts that it is, unless that door is removed now because this room is now going to be a screened in room, then this can't happen either. So, but it's a nice footprint of heat. It's just we have those issues with regards to these two items here. So that won't work at this time. And so the last possibility that we have is by going with the shorter 39-inch units. These are the slimline 25-24 model. And what I have here is I have 18 inches of clearance on the right side on both units, 18 inches. And then the clearances on the left are no problem with regards to how far I have this TV set. So it also comes down to what is the true size of this television set and how far out from this wall does it come and how far out from this edge of the wall does it come. So those are other criteria that you have to look at, but here you can see that the ray is not penetrating the TV, so that, in my estimation, would work fine. Now, if you look at the footprint of heat, and I'm not sure if I have the dimensions on this one, but the footprint of heat is not penetrating this seating area here in any way. So this is infrared light waves, so infrared light will heat the room, but it'll take some time because what happens is infrared light waves travel through space and they are absorbed into mass, the mass being the tables, chairs, floors, and human beings. And then in turn it will warm the room convectionally by just the the heat rising into the room. However, if you're on a cold day and you just turn these on, you will not feel any heat on this left hand side here whatsoever for some time, but you will never feel the ray over there. So this might be an answer for this particular application. However, it's still not the ideal application. So I guess another thing to think about is maybe placing 2 units on this edge over here, and possibly moving it so that it is approximately 18 inches from either side of the room. So we'll go over here, place one so that it's just 18 inches from that edge, and then we'll move this one here so that it's 18 inches from this side over here. All right, let's see if we can get that proper. All right, and so there you see how we have that arranged, and that would be ideal for over here. You would feel the warmth over here. However, it's not going to be penetrating the most ideal because you're outside of that ray again, or I should say the most efficient part of the ray over here. However, being closed, you will feel that warmth, and it might work out just fine in this application. All right, so it's a little tough one there, and I hope this is something that's helped. And I just want to say, if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive thumbs up from viewers like you, so we truly appreciate that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.